What's up, everybody? It's your boys back at it again, the Cam and T podcast. I am your co-host, Tony T. Tom West. Man, if you like this type of content, man, go ahead, give us a thumbs up, retweet the link out on Twitter, man, or on X, whatever you call it now. Show us love on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen or watch your podcasts on. We are there. Like I said, I am your co-host, Tony T. Tom West, and I got my brother from another mother in the second hand of this ship, Cam. What's going on, brother? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, man. Happy Pod Day.
Glad
What's
we can get back on schedule, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
What's
I'm not
happening in
used
your
to
world?
late. Yeah, nothing much, bro. Work been just kind of crazy, man. Work been busy. But like that's the reason why we didn't do the pod last week because Tuesday I got stuck at work till like 7 o'clock, bro. I was still at work at this time.
Yeah.
So you know how it is starting a new job and you trying to do your, you know what I'm saying, your best and stuff like that. So you know how it go, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But overall it's been good. What's been going on in your world? What's going on, bro?
Nothing. Ain't
The way you
nothing at
said that,
all, man.
I'm sorry, bro. The way you said that was funny. Go
Nothing.
ahead.
Nothing, bro. You already know. Same old, man. My
Yeah.
I'm in a rental car now. So for those of y'all that don't know, my the car that I drive for work, the AC ended up busting on it. And
Mm.
so I had been riding around in this heat, man, like riding with the windows down. And if you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's not too bad if you like, flying through and driving, but once you get stuck in traffic and be sitting in
Yeah.
the heat, or if
Yeah.
you be parked, man, it's rough, man. So I finally got me some AC in the car again. And it's we'll see how it goes for the rest of the week. But other than that, man, I've been doing good, man. Can't complain.
Good.
Can't
Good.
complain.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, all right, man. We're gonna have a good little show tonight. Probably a shorter one, but we're gonna have a pretty good show tonight. Mostly just talking about the finals, really, to be honest with you. The OKC Thunder are one game away from being world champions. We're gonna talk about that heavy tonight. And also, as well, is OKC like the next Golden State Warriors dynasty? Like, that's what I want to talk about too. We'll talk a little bit about the Panthers as well. They were talking about some type of slogan change. We'll talk about all that. So we're gonna kind of cover everything tonight. We'll cover all bases. Kind of just give y'all a breakdown too how the next couple of weeks will look. Me and Cam was just talking about this before the pod. After the finals, which I think me and Cam both thinking, we'll get into that in a second. We think it's over come Thursday. We think this thing is wrapping up on Thursday. So come next Tuesday, either way it go, because they'll play, even if they lost, right? Cam, they will play again on Monday, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Monday.
So either
Yeah.
way it
Monday.
go, next Tuesday will be we're done with the basketball season essentially. And we will take like a 2-week break there. We'll probably be off the week of the 4th, and then probably that week after the 4th, and then we'll come back the week after the 4th, the week of like whatever week is like the 14th-ish area, I guess. Whenever that is, we'll come back. So anywhere between July, I think 11th or something like that, we'll take 2 weeks off essentially. Then I think it's July 11th. I could be wrong, but we'll be back around that time, and then we're gonna be full on football, college and NFL, full on blitz. We do gotta talk about KD too. KD I forgot about the KD sweepstakes that's going on right now. So yeah, what you mean? I just read your text. I'm sorry, I read it live. What is Ben White dude that ain't? wait, what?
Man.
Wait, hold on. I just read your text live. Betting white dude that didn't take payout. What is that about?
Man, so for those of y'all following along, so it's this one dude who essentially he had a 5-pick parlay and he bet essentially the champions in every sports league. And so he picked the Dodgers, the Oilers, the Liberty, the Eagles, and the Thunder. And from what I can tell, and it was a $13 bet, and it was to win about $270K.
What? Off $13?
Off $13. And well, get this. So, obviously most of it, the Dodgers and the Eagles hit, and the Liberty hit too, I think. So it boils down to the Oilers and the Thunder. But his buyout, because you can cash out early. So at one point, his cash out was over 100K.
I would have pulled that. I'd have pulled
And
that
he
right on
he
out.
didn't pull it though.
I
That's the
100K, and I
thing.
know I got that 100K. I'm pulling that right on out. I
Pulled
didn't
that
know
off the
this is
rip.
my first time hearing about
Yeah.
this.
And so basically, people been following him because the Panthers and I guess the Panthers and the Oilers are playing in hockey, and then the Thunder
in the
and
finals,
Pacers.
in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, and so right now his cash out is at 39K.
Damn, he went from 100K to 39K.
He went from like I think it was 130K.
He pulled out 39K.
He holding on, bro.
Oh no, we're gonna have to jump into this later.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have to jump into that later because that's crazy. What?
And it's tonight. If they don't win tonight, that's $0.
$0.
$13, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm like,
I would have pulled at 100K, but 39K, I 100% would pull.
I would have pulled, bro. That's the thing. That's the thing about me when it comes to this betting stuff. Like, if you telling me I put in $13, and you telling me that I could have had 100K off of that, I don't care if the payout would have been potentially 270. I can live with missing out on that 270 because I got 100.
You got 100 guaranteed right now.
100 guaranteed right now. I had it, and it's not potentially. I had 100K.
You got it. Yeah,
you had it. And you mean to tell me? And even right now, even before the night, if I seen that thing say 39K, I'm still cashing out.
I'm still cashing out.
That's 39K
out now.
Like,
I didn't know nothing. You just telling me this. I knew nothing about this.
I'm gonna send it to you, bro. I'm gonna send it to you
because I didn't know nothing about this.
He been holding on to this. He been holding on to this for a year.
What?
363 days. And get this, bro. And this is the thing that really upset me is that he could have took that 100K. He could have took that for himself, and he could have hedged his bets, and he could have placed the bets elsewhere and won some more money off of that.
Yeah.
But he trying to, and it's just the look on his face that be making me so mad because it's bro.
So who needs to win or lose tonight for him to get some money?
So he need the Oilers to win out. That's what he need.
And what's the series right now?
I'm pretty sure it's like 3-1 Panthers.
Oh no, pull out and take your
Let me see. No. Let me see what it is. No. Let me see what it is. It's 3-2. It's actually 3-2 Panthers. So he need the Oilers to win 2 straight. And the game started an hour.
Pull out. Yeah.
And my thing is
on this guy. I didn't know nothing about this.
Yeah, bro. My thing is like everything else hit. And I'm like, it's like doing all this for clout, bro. That ain't worth the 130K that you would have had, man.
He would have been
all of this for clout.
K.
And don't get me wrong, this is like DraftKings Sportsbook. I mean, they even hyping this dude up and saying, bro, this is crazy. But I tell you one thing that DraftKings not gonna do. If you lose that, this,
giving you no money.
They ain't gonna give you no money, bro.
They ain't giving that 100K. They might give him a little 30K. Hey, thanks for promoting us, but that's probably about it.
Yeah, they might. I tell you what, if DraftKings is smart, what they should do, they should either give bro some kind of job and say, hey man, like you can be in charge of, we gonna ask you weekly some plays or something, and we're gonna pay you off of that. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know this was going on. This is my first time hearing about this. But that's crazy.
Young too.
Yeah. How old is he?
I'm about to go to his Instagram right now and see how old he is. But he young, bro. He gotta be in college, bro.
Okay, so he's a real young guy. Okay, got you. Okay, good to know. See, I didn't know nothing about that. I see him now. Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, he gotta be in college, bro. I'm like, bro, take that 100. Take that 100K, man.
I'm gonna have to do my research on that. All right, but let's go ahead and jump into it further. Let's go ahead and jump into the basketball. OKC goes up last night 3-2. Your twin, Jalen Williams. I'm not gonna lie, Cam. I know like Shea obviously gonna probably win Finals MVP. I think you can make a strong argument for Jalen Williams. I'm not lying. He's been really good. He's been really solid. Again, another big night. Didn't he have a 40 ball last night? Or was that Friday?
40 ball.
That's what I'm saying. That boy put up a 40 ball, man. I ain't gonna lie. And me and you already kind of alluded to it earlier in the show. This series is over. And I think that we're about to see the next Warriors dynasty. I really do. We'll just jump into it. I think that obviously with Halliburton's injury, right, that causes a different trifecta into what the Pacers got going on. Even though you could kind of argue that Pascal Siakam been better than him all finals, really, to be honest. But as far as Halliburton, we know that team is just as good as he goes. That's just the facts. Now, Indiana, scrappy. They've done a good job. I think they've been the second best team in the NBA since February, since the All-Star game. But at this point, the way I see it, and me and you've been saying this all year, OKC is just an unstoppable force, bro. SGA will get you a quiet 35, 10, and 9 and make it look easy. And it'd be quiet. You wouldn't even know he got 35. Oh, bro. I'm just telling you, man, that Indiana slipped up on Friday when they were up by like 10 points and could have put that game away and been sitting pretty. At that point, they would have been 3-1. They'd have been up 3-1. It would have been Jover the other way. It would have been Pacers about to be champs for the first time. It's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. I was rooting for them. I was rooting for them, but it's cooked, man. It's Chick-fil-A fried, bro. It's Chick-fil-A fried. To me, it's this thing's over Thursday, bro. Yeah. I got Thunder in 6, man. I got Thunder in 6.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, bro. 100%. Everything you said, man. Friday was their opportunity, the Pacers' opportunity to capitalize. And they was at home. You know what I'm saying? They had it. They was up, bro. They had it. And I just think that they wasted their opportunity, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it was. They wasted their opportunity. And I just think that, they had it in the bag, bro. Ain't nothing really else you can say about it.
They had Friday, it in the bag, they were up by like 10 plus points for a minute. In the third, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like, this might be Indiana's year. Like I was saying on the podcast on Thursday. Yep. The day before, I was like, yo, this just might be their year, bro. Yep. When I seen they was up on OKC like that, I was like, yo, I'm not going to lie. It just might be Indiana's time. They about to go up 3-1, and then it's just like been since then, since about the third quarter of that game there.
Yeah. And last night's game, there was a moment where I thought, okay, Indiana might do this again, bro. They might do it again. Yeah, they might come back on them boys, but they just, like you said, OKC they was just too powerful. Jalen Williams was outstanding, like you said. Absolutely. A 40 piece, man. He I'm with you too. I think a lot of people you look at last year. Last year set a precedent, right? Yeah. Because Jason Tatum, even though the numbers say he was a better player, Jaylen Brown still won the finals because he was that finals MVP because he was that X factor. And that's what Jalen Williams pretty much is doing this year. And I think based off of last year, that's how you got to vote for finals MVP. It's probably got to be Jalen Williams. In his last 3 games, he's averaging, I think it was 31 on 50% from the field and 40% from 3. So, it's hard to overlook that. Even though Shea is giving you pretty much 30 in every single game, once again, he's been doing that all season long. But what's elevated him for these victories, these last couple of games, is Jalen Williams' performance, right? So I'm not mad. I wouldn't be mad at it if he won finals MVP. But at the end of the day, man, I'm with you. I think what's that, Thursday? I think OKC is taking it, and Indiana, they had a good run. Especially like you said with Halliburton's injury, that right there, because he gave you 0. Yeah. On what was that, Friday?
0.
He gave you 0
first half.
So, or not Friday. Last night he gave you 0. So, if he was doing that and he was out there, the potential that that he even misses the next game.
Something like that on Friday too, though. Didn't he only have like what? I thought on Friday he only had like. It seems like every game he just waits till the fourth quarter to show up in this series. I don't know.
So he got on Friday. He had 18. I don't know what he had throughout the quarters.
I thought he had 0 at half, and then he scored, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Go ahead though. My bad.
Yeah, I know. Yesterday he had he had none. But
maybe I'm
you might
getting
be right
yesterday
though.
confused with Friday, but
With
go ahead.
Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless though, yeah, the Thunder are winning this thing on
Yeah,
Thursday,
it's
and
over.
it's
Yeah.
it's over. It's over. And I don't think I'm actually surprised because I said in 5. You know what I'm saying? So it's good that they even made it to 6 and
Yeah,
they
I
had a
was
chance
about
to
to
be up
say,
3-1.
I was really about to say, I think this is the one time that everybody should leave this finals feeling good about themselves. I know that sounds terrible. OKC obviously is about to be world champions, so they're going to feel good about themselves, of course. And we're going to jump into that subject next. That I don't think this is their last one. This might be the first of many. And then I think Indiana, as good as they are, 2 years back to back. You know what I'm saying? Like back to back Eastern Conference championships, and then to the finals. Like that's pretty impressive, regardless of the outcome. Going back to back Eastern Conference finals and then getting to the finals this year, and honestly being pretty competitive throughout the finals. So
Yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they should really hang their head either. Really, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah. They didn't get slapped around or nothing like that.
No,
So I
yeah.
mean,
Which a
they
lot of
had a
people thought,
good,
including myself, a lot of people thought they were gonna get slapped around,
yeah, yeah.
including me.
They had themselves a good little series. So
Yeah.
hats off to Indiana, but it's Jover.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah.
Yeah,
So let me
it's
hop into
Jover.
the next part of this then. I just kind of alluded to it. OKC, Cam, when we look at OKC, we look at Shea Gilchrist Alexander. We look at your twin, Jalen Williams. We look at Chet Holmgren, who all of a sudden has kind of we're starting to see the potential on him. They got my boy that I thought was white, but he black. I forget that boy name every week.
Isaiah
Hartenstein.
Hartenstein.
Yeah, they got him, right? This team, Shea is the oldest person on this team, and he's 26. He's the oldest person of this core, and he's 26. I'm not going to tell you no lie. Cam, I don't think OKC is going anywhere. I think this team is here to stay for a couple of years. I'm talking like for the next like 5-6 years probably. I don't really see anybody stopping them if they can stay all together. I don't see anybody competing with them. I don't think anybody can hang with them in the NBA. Here's why. Now they have the experience, because that was a big knock on them before this. Oh, they don't have the experience. They got that now. They're about to be world champions on Thursday. Let's just go ahead and call it. They got the experience now. These guys are now starting to be, their chemistry is clicking. A lot of these guys have been on the same. This is Jalen Williams, what, 3rd year on this team? This is his 3rd year. This Chet Holmgren, even though he technically got hurt, this is still his 2nd year on the team. Shea has been around for a while now. They added Hartenstein for a while, so the chemistry is definitely there with the youth on this team. And I'm telling you now, man, I don't really think they need anything else. Like, you know how sometimes we talk about certain teams like, let me think of a team that's like, they're a piece away. No, this team ain't a piece away from nothing. They're ready. And I don't really think if they can keep everybody together, that's going to be the biggest part. Can everybody put their egos to the side? We're talking about guys that are multimillionaires, that are alpha males. So let's put that in all perspective. Because you got to remember, this same city had 3 superstars on there before. Russ, KD, James Harden. All at the same time, all about the same age these kids are now. So I think if they can keep Chet, Jalen, and Shea Gilchrist Alexander for the next 5 years, OKC might go like 4 out of 5, bro. I'm not capping. I can see them going 4 out of 5. I don't think they're done winning championships. I can at least see them going 3 out of 5 for sure. Let's look at the Western Conference when it comes to youth and also as well just being good, right? We look at the Suns. They're washed. It's Jover out there in Phoenix. I think Devin Booker's about to get moved out. I think Kevin Durant, which we're going to get to in a minute, I think he's getting moved out. I think they're about to blow up ship. I think they're done. Let's talk about your team, Denver. I love y'all, Cam. Y'all are not the youngest team around here, bro. Y'all are kind of getting up there when it comes to age. Jokic is what? He's 30 now, right? Booker
Yeah,
is
29,
not Booker. Murray is what? Murray's 27,
27, 28.
somewhere in that ballpark. So y'all ain't getting no younger either. So that's, Clippers old as hell. We know they old. Lakers, Luka and LeBron's about to retire. So I don't think they're really going to be an issue going forward right now as far as competing with OKC. I'm thinking about the contenders in the West. I'm not really thinking about the teams like Utah. They don't have a chance against OKC right now.
Right.
I'm thinking about more so contenders. Now, Dallas is interesting. Dallas is interesting because I think I like what they got with AD, and if they get Cooper Flag too, and we see what happens there, it could be something. But I still don't think they compete with OKC in the West. And I would probably say, who else is in the West that I could see kind of?
Houston. That's
Houston.
It.
Now they're kind of young too, with a lot of young bucks. I like, especially if they make some trades this offseason. I like Jalen Green. I like Sagan. And what's my boy, Jabari Smith? He's kind of came along as well. I think Tari Eason is still on that team too. Whitmore. They got some guys on there. They got some decent players. Thompson. They got some boys on there. Houston, low-key, Chat and Cam. Houston might be the one team I think, okay, they might be their rival going forward. Like them two teams might be battling for the next 5 to 10 years in that conference. In the Eastern Conference, I don't see nobody. I'm sorry. I don't think Boston is competing. Boston's going to be trash next year because I think Jaylen Brown's going to be out for the majority of the season, and we know Tatum's going to be out. But even going forward, Jason Tatum and Brown are not going to be able to beat that team by themselves. Not with that squad they got. And also, they're getting a little older too with the Celtics. Cleveland. Now, they got some young pieces too. You like what they got in Mobley. You like what they got in Donovan Mitchell. But they just got bounced out in the second round this year. So I'm not really believing anything they saying until I see it either.
To me, Cleveland is just the same as the old Raptors team. They ain't never going to make it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel the same exact way. And to my personal knowledge, I don't think there's anybody else in the East. New York Knicks ain't sniffing this team. I don't think there's anybody stopping OKC. And if you got a team, you can name them out. I don't see it. I think Houston is the only one I could potentially see being a rival to them, at least in the West. And in the East, I don't really see nobody. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really see nobody in the East that I think is going to be a problem for OKC year in, year out. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. Nah, man. I mean, people forget too. OKC is adding Nikola Topic too, and they just grabbed him. Was that last year in the draft? Mm-hmm. And we ain't even really seen what he could do. And a lot of people was talking about him being, kind of one of these top young players coming along, and we ain't even seen him yet. So that's something that I would keep an eye out for them. But ultimately, I think the difference too between this Thunder's team and the Thunders of old is that when I look at those other three guys, right, Durant, Westbrook, and Harden, those are three MVP caliber players.
Absolutely.
Right. And I don't think there's a third guy on this team right now. I don't think Chet is going to say, hey, man, you know what? Let me go to my own team and let me build something somewhere else. He's not going to do that. Right. Jalen Williams is likely not going to do that. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's the difference is I don't see three MVP caliber guys that think that they can do it on their own in the same way that Harden thought he could do it on his own, which he was kind of right to think it.
Yeah.
Kind of right to think it, but it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? So I think they will be able to keep this core together. The problem is the rest of the guys. A guy like Hartenstein, right? Hartenstein got his bag from OKC, but he might be in line for a bigger bag when it's time for another contract, right? And he'll be, I think by the time his next contract coming, he'll be in his age 29 or 30 season. So he'll be looking for probably a huge payday then as well, right? You got guys like Caruso might be looking for a bigger payday because he's 31 now he don't know how many more checks he got left in him.
Right.
So he might be looking for a bigger payday and maybe even a starting role or something like that, right? You got other guys on the roster who, like Lou Dort, they might not be able to keep him because they got to pay their 3 top guys, right? So that's gonna be the real issue there. Is I think they can keep all 3 of them because they can get 2 or 3 max. I don't know what the new CBA says, but they can pay all 3 of them probably. But it's just building the rest of the roster. Are they gonna be able to keep that? But let's just say they do, right? Let's say everybody's under contract for next season. They come back with the same roster, right? I'm looking at next season. I'm looking at. So we said Houston. I'll be frank with you. I think, and we'll talk about KD here in a minute. If they don't get KD, I don't see it. I don't see them. I don't see them competing against this Thunder squad if they don't get KD. I'm gonna keep it real with you. My Nuggets. If we don't build a bench, we ain't competing. You know what I'm saying? We already lost Westbrook, so we ain't
Minnesota, another one I meant to bring up. They ain't competing either.
I was gonna say Minnesota too. Minnesota, I'll be frank with you. In my humble opinion, they got the best odds.
They got the best odds, yeah.
But that's only if, because they talking about Nas Reed leaving. If Nas Reed leaving, it's over. They ain't got nothing. They ain't got no shot, in my opinion. So that's why I'm saying when we talking about a total team effort, it ain't really unless Phoenix gets a really nice haul for Kevin Durant, right? The Warriors are still in the mix, but again, they gotta put together a fully healthy season. They gotta get better down low, just like the Lakers do. They need a big, just like the Lakers do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think, it's a lot of teams that are missing, like you said, they're a piece away. But the question is, are they going to be able to get that piece?
Yeah.
Houston is a Kevin Durant away from winning the championship, in my opinion, or at least competing for a championship, in my opinion. Are they going to be? And I even then, I still don't know if they good enough to beat this Thunder squad in a 7-game series. My Nuggets, we're a bench away. We not getting the whole bench in one off season. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's possible, right?
Yeah.
The Lakers, they're a big away from competing for a championship, right? But LeBron's getting older. You never know what happens on the health side of things, right? So they still got a lot of question marks. Like you said, the Clippers, they're a lot of youth away from being in contention. Everybody, Kawhi's getting older. You know what his health is like. James Harden's getting older. You know what he's like in the playoffs, right? Norman Powell, I don't know what his contract situation is looking like, but he's still there. Like that's what the Clippers are looking at. And then the Timberwolves, you lose Nas Reed, then what you got coming off the bench, then what you got backing up Julius Randle or starting alongside backing up Julius Randle or Rudy Gobert down low, down in the front court. So that's a lot of these teams in the West have question marks that regardless of what the answer is, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to put together the chemistry and essentially the total team effort, offensive and defensively, as the OKC Thunder. Now, I do want to transition a little bit when we talk about the East, because I forgot to bring this up too. The Orlando Magic just got Desmond Bane.
Desmond Bane, we got to talk about that.
Now, a couple of things for the East team. So obviously, you already said it. Celtics gonna be bad next year. We already know that. They ain't making no noise, right? I think a couple of teams to look out for the East. I do like the Mavericks move or the Magic move.
Yeah.
So I do think the Magic can be somebody that you can look out for, because once again, the Magic were really good last year.
They were solid,
they just had really bad injury luck, awful injury luck. It was awful. So I think the Magic is a team to look out for.
They gave up a lot to get Desmond.
They gave up a lot, but listen, we'll talk about it in a minute. The Pistons are another team that if they can get a couple of pieces, I think they can be another team that you need to be on the lookout for. I'm not gonna lie. You gonna look at me sideways when I say this. You know I'm about to say it. I'm about to say it. I really, really, really like. I'm not saying competing for a championship, but what I'm saying is if a
Don't
move
say
can
what
be
you about to
made,
say.
if a move can be made, if things can be done, be on the lookout. I'm not saying next year, but give me 2 or 3 years. I think your Hawks gonna be in the mix. Give me 2 or 3 years. I think your Hawks gonna be in the mix, bro. Y'all starting lineup next year. I promise you, your starting lineup, I promise you that starting five is gonna be one of the most efficient net ratings off starting. Excuse me, that starting lineup is gonna be one of the best net rating 5 in the league.
Here's
I
the
promise
thing
you.
with us. I don't hate the take because I think Jalen Johnson, if he can, because he didn't play this year, so that was a big factor of why we sucked.
Yep.
If Jalen Johnson comes back and takes that next step, we seen what Dyson Daniels. I thought he should have won Most Improved this year. Really,
He did.
2 years. Oh, he did win Most Improved. Which one?
He did.
No, Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year, he should have won.
Yeah, he should have won that too. That's what I meant. We should have had Most Improved back-to-back years. We should have had Jalen Johnson last year, and then this year should have been Dyson Daniels. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
But I do think if Dyson Daniels defensively, you could argue me right now. I don't think you can name 5 players better defensively than Dyson Daniels at this time in the NBA. I don't think you can name 5, especially guards or like wing players.
Bro. I mean,
you cannot name 5. Only players I would put above him defensively, period, in the league right now is probably Rudy Gobert, Draymond. I'll probably put Dyson Daniels at 3, bro. I ain't lying. I might will put Giannis. I might will put Giannis up there too, though. Giannis.
Well, if you talking strictly perimeter defenders, he's number 1, bro. There's nobody.
I'm talking about overall.
You know
perimeter, he's not. Yeah, any guard or wing. Oh yeah, he's number 1. Like Dyson Daniels is number 1. So I do like what we have youth wise. You know what I'm about to say, and I love this dude. He's still one of my favorite players in the NBA. Trae Young has got to take that next step. He's been stuck at where he was 2021 season for 4 seasons now. Like, I need Trae Young to take that next step. Like, it seems like ever since we made it to Eastern Conference Finals, he's gotten no better. To me, at least. He's gotten no better since 2021. We're in 2025, Cam. Like, that's my issue with him. But I think, again, I don't know.
My thing is, and this is what I'm looking at. So I really, like I said, I'm with you. Jalen Johnson is that dude, right? Yep. I think he's the guy that you give him, 70 games or whatever. I think you're gonna be looking at somebody, a special player for real.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Dyson Daniels, we know what he is defensively, and we know he can. He'll give you some buckets too every now and then. It's not. I like y'all's rookie, bro. Reese say he's really good. He had a really good season from when you look at what he did starting in the new year from January to
he was definitely better down the stretch.
He was better. I think y'all got something building there. And my thing is, this is where the Hawks fail. Is I don't think Trae. I think if you build a squad similar to what the Pacers have built now, to where you just build guys that are really good. So, like, for example, let's just say your Jalen or your Pascal Siakam is your Jalen Johnson, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Your Tyrese Halliburton is, Trae Young. Mm-hmm. But obviously, I'm thinking a guy that can score better than Tyrese Halliburton. Now, obviously, in the clutch, that's a different ball game. But, I'm thinking of a guy that can give you 22, 23, 24, 25 points, right? Jalen Johnson giving you another 20, right? Mm-hmm. Dyson Daniels giving you 15. Reese Say was giving you 15. All you need is a big. Get you a big. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I think y'all don't sleep on your boys now. I know I'm high on y'all every year. I know I'm high on y'all every year, but I think they've done a good job somehow. And I think the thing is, this is the real issue with the Hawks. They did this on accident. That's the thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know Dyson Daniels was gonna be like this. No, you know what I'm saying? They didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't think they thought Jalen Johnson was gonna develop this quick either.
Exactly. They didn't know that. Reese Say was kind of the only reason they got him instead of Sarr is because Sarr basically said he didn't want to go to Atlanta.
Come to Atlanta. Yeah.
So and it's kind of they kind of looked
And
into
Star
it.
was trash this year, so I ain't really that mad at it.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Reese say was better than him, much
Yeah,
better
he
actually.
was.
So
Yeah.
that's why I think, if Atlanta can put together a piece and look at what Orlando has tried to do defensively, and now they added an extra shooter and scorer in Desmond Bane. If they can find them a good player, don't be on the lookout for your boys in about 2 or 3 years
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah, I can see it. I just need Trae
In
Young
the
to take
East.
that next step, man. I think
Yeah.
if we do that, I'll be okay. You know what I'm saying?
If
So
he-
we'll see. We'll see.
If Trae Young take a step to the point where he averaging 27, 28, 29 a game, then it's a whole different ballpark,
Yeah, it's
man.
a whole different ballgame.
I think things could change. But right now he giving you about 22 and 10, which I mean
Which
obviously those
isn't
are
terrible,
great numbers. Yeah,
it's
it's
not
still
terrible.
great numbers. But I'm with you though. I see what you're saying though. You need him to take that.
more, bro.
He need to take
gotta
that
give
James
me
Harden
more.
type leap. He need to take that
Exactly.
James Harden type leap.
Right. Yeah. So if he
Yeah, I
does that,
feel you.
I'll be 100% with you. But I
feel
even
you.
need Okongwu. If we're not gonna trade him, I need him to take a leap. He's
Yeah.
been stuck in the same spot. So he's another one that
Yeah.
I kind of need to develop and needs to start developing. So I feel, if I get the Hawks, I'll go for hours on them.
What riddle me this. What pick do y'all have? I know we done went off on a tangent a little quick, but what pick y'all got this year?
Do we have
I'll look it up. I got it. I got you.
Pick? Well, no, we weren't in the lottery. We weren't in the lottery because our pick this year, I think, went to the Spurs, I thought. Because that trade with DeJounte.
Oh yeah, right? That's right. Yeah. So y'all got 2 picks or 1 pick. Y'all got so y'all's pick went to the Spurs at 14.
Yeah, 14, yeah.
But then you got the Kings pick at 13.
Yeah, we got the Kings pick, yeah. And I think that was a Kevin Huerter deal, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
okay, interesting. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see. Let's move on to Kevin Durant because give
me your thoughts on Bane first in the Magic situation. You said you felt like
Desmond Bane. Yeah. Man, listen, defensively, he's another one that's up there when it comes to defense. He's gonna be a defensive presence for sure. I think it's a good addition with them. Him and Paolo together, though, that might actually be all right. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, point guard wise, I kind of wonder what they're gonna do at guard now at this point. Even though Cole Anthony wasn't not trying to be rude, he wasn't really a factor. But at the same time, they don't have a guard a point. They don't have a guard. I'm like, oh yeah, that's you know what I'm saying? Because they got Jalen Suggs, but he's more of a 2 guard. I thought he was more of a 2 guard.
That's probably what they're gonna do. They're gonna put it's gonna be Suggs and Bane.
So they're gonna move Suggs to the 1 then essentially.
It's gonna be Suggs. I would think it's gonna be Suggs, Bane, I guess Anthony Black, Paolo, and Wagner. Franz Wagner.
Well, Anthony Black, does he play on the wing or is he a guard? Because I thought he was a ball handler too.
I want to say Anthony Black is a I know Anthony Black was he was somebody that they said specifically that they did not want to get rid of. Okay. Anthony Black is a he kind of like a big guard forward hybrid. Okay. So he's 6'7", 6'7" guard.
Forward, gotcha.
6'7" guard. So I'm looking at their roster. So they got what I'm thinking they're gonna do. I know they bought out.
Nowadays it really don't matter, Cam, because everybody playing positionless basketball at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Ain't nobody. Honestly, I mean, shoot. Paolo be bringing the ball up for them sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody plays positionless basketball, so it really don't matter who's at the 1. To be honest, they'll have somebody out there. Yeah. But yeah, I like the move from Desmond Bane. I think that's a good move for them. I think the Magic, they were good this year, but with Desmond Bane, I think he give up a lot though. But then again, I think we got to stop valuing NBA first round picks like it's NFL first round picks too. I think a lot of us football fans say, "Oh, 4 first round picks! Oh my God!" You know what I'm saying? Start panicking and stuff like that. But they did still give up a lot for Bane. But at the same time, man, Magic is kind of a team that's right there. that they feel like they, especially in the East right now, they kind of feel like they're right there. And I don't really disagree with them. They got 40 plus wins this year. I think they had like 45 plus wins this year. They were decent, bro. Like, so they almost are at a point for let's go for it now. So I'm not that mad at it, honestly.
Yeah.
So I don't hate the trade, honestly, to answer your question.
I don't either. I love it, to be honest with you. I thought it was a really good move for them to make.
Like a lot of people acting like Desmond Bain was a scrub, and I'm like,
no.
I ain't getting behind that.
We talking about somebody who probably should have won Most Improved Player a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? He's a good scorer. It's gonna be so they project the lineup is gonna be Suggs, Bain, Wagner, Paolo, and I guess they're gonna start Wendell Carter. At center, and then I'm thinking unless they trade him or something like that, but and I'm thinking Anthony Black will come off the bench, I guess, and then Mo Wagner also is still on the squad, so he probably be their backup big unless he start. I don't know, but that's a good problem to have though. They got a lot of good players. They got a lot of. They'll figure it out. It's gonna be good for them. And as long as they can keep what they had going on this year defensively, if they can keep that going, I actually think they'll be in contention for probably, honestly, I think they'll be in contention for that top seed in the East next year, to be completely frank with you.
Yeah. Nah, I got you. Yeah, I don't hate that take, honestly. I think they're gonna be really good, especially if Paolo continues to develop. I think they're gonna be a really solid team.
If everybody stay healthy, because I think Mo only played like 30 games, if I'm not mistaken. Paolo only played 35.
Has hurt a good bit too.
So I want to say the only player that played like the whole season for them, like most of the games, was KCP, and he out the door. So if they can keep, and Jonathan Isaac, I think played most of the season, ironically, right. But
because he was out the whole season before that, right?
Yeah, he'd have had some pretty bad luck himself. But I think if they can just put together a healthy season, I think the Magic will be a team. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. Don't be surprised if they in the Eastern Conference Finals next year.
It wouldn't surprise me. If we just seen the Pacers make it, I don't see why they can't.
Yeah,
because like I said, I think the East is about to get real weak, honestly, because I think the Pacers are going to be good still. The Knicks are still going to be a decent team. We got to see what happens with their coaching situation, but they still should be decent. I think the Bucks are going to blow it up this season in the in off season. I think it would surprise me if Giannis and Dame both gone from there.
What?
Yeah, I think they're going to blow it up, bro. I'm not lying. Brooklyn sucks. Charlotte sucks. Washington sucks. Who else sucks? Miami. I mean, Miami, they always gonna have a decent team. I'm not really seeing it with them either, personally. I don't know about you. I don't know how you feel about Miami. And I guess that kind of transition us into the KD thing now, actually. Because that's one of the teams that he's being linked to is Miami. I think is one of the teams. Houston is another team. I was seeing something that you can confirm if I was right. I seen something about KD say he didn't want to go to Minnesota because or something like that. Is that confirmed or no? Because I thought they were on his list too. I thought
they was on his list. I don't know if they still there.
Okay.
But I want to say the Knicks was on his list, but the Knicks didn't want him or something like that.
Yeah, the Knicks don't got no capital.
Yeah,
they ain't got nothing to give up.
For them, it'll be. Essentially, it's probably Karl Anthony Towns is what they had to do.
And at this point, and I'm gonna say something that's gonna be real unpopular. I don't know if KD is really worth it at this point. I know that sounds terrible. I know that sounds horrible. I know he's probably a top 15 player of all time, especially when it comes to talent. At this point in his career, I don't think KD is worth it, bro. He's going to be mad within the first 3 months of getting there. He's going to want out. He's 35 plus years old at this point, or about to be. I don't think trading for KD is really worth it. I think somebody said in the comments earlier, I don't think Kevin Durant's leverage is going to be as good as he think it is. Not at this point of his career.
Well, ask yourself this. Matter of fact, while you saying that, ask yourself this: the last 3 times he's done this, it ain't worked out.
Exactly.
Or 2 times. Last 2 times he's done this, it ain't worked out.
Exactly.
So he went to Brooklyn, and that Brooklyn Brooklyn was a really bad
Oh,
fiasco.
mess.
And
Yeah.
you can almost say Phoenix
It's been worse.
I'm about to say that because they ain't even, Brooklyn, you got the injury problems and stuff like that. Phoenix just been terrible. They just ain't been good enough, So
I'm just, and I'm not trying to crap on the legends because I do think Kevin Durant's a basketball legend. But at this age of his career, I just don't think it's worth the trouble to try to get Durant. I just don't, bro. I love Kevin Durant. He's been one of my favorite players to watch, and I'm glad I got to grow up watching him. But I just don't think at this point it's worth it. Personally, I don't think it's worth it to give up a whole bunch of assets at this point for Kevin Durant. I just don't think it's worth it, man. Kevin Durant's like what, 36 now, 37 probably.
Like yeah, I think he's 37 actually.
He's up there. That's what I'm saying, and he's volatile everywhere he goes. I would stay away from Kevin Durant. Like if I heard my Hawks was getting involved with Kevin Durant, I low key would be pissed. Yeah. Like I don't want nothing to do with him. I'm serious. I don't.
I think there's a couple of things when it comes to KD. So number one, the Suns have already said that they're not even looking for a Desmond Bane type package. They're not getting that. They already
know. They know they're not getting that. Yeah, they'd be surprised they get one first round pick at this point because you know how I go with Kevin Durant. Yeah, he's gonna be there for 6 months and then he's gonna be pissed off at you.
Right, and you got to try to get. The thing is too, you got to try to see if Kevin Durant is even going to stay on your team long term.
Yeah,
on top of that, and when we say long term, we really talking about
37 in September. I just looked it up.
We talking about 4 years max.
I don't what I'm saying? That, man. I don't even think Kevin Durant makes it to 40 in the league. I don't.
He could. I think he could.
He could, but I don't think he will. Not effectively. What LeBron is doing it's not happening.
It's unheard of,
more, bro. Yeah. LeBron is like a freaking I don't even know. Like he's just crazy. Like LeBron is just, and I'm not saying crazy in a bad way. I'm saying like he's just different. Yeah. This man's a basketball machine, literally.
Yeah.
Like what LeBron is doing is crazy. I don't think we'll see that from Kevin Durant or Steph Curry either, because he's coming up too on that 36 age-ish time. So I think Kevin Durant at best has 2 more good years, and probably same for other guys around that age. For me, bro, I would leave that Kevin Durant thing alone about the team.
I think you gotta. I think it just depends on what the team is looking like, and I think here's the kicker is like for a team like the Houston Rockets, because I think that's where he'll end up, either them or the Heat. Actually, I think it's gonna be one of them two. Yeah. For a team like those two, you have to be willing to give up, and you probably want to bring in another team or something like that, or another 2 teams into the trade to help facilitate it or something like that. But I think for a team like the Houston Rockets, if you can keep Sengun, which obviously they will, they not getting rid of him. If you can keep somebody like him, obviously you got to keep Thompson. You got to keep, I'm thinking they probably want to keep Jalen Green. I'm thinking they want to try to keep Jabari Smith. If you can keep those guys together, if you can just add KD to what you got to your core, because that's pretty much where these teams are now. KD isn't as much. He's not enough of a needle mover, especially at this age, to where you want to sacrifice the future of your team. You need to add him to your team right now. You need to add him to what you got going on. So, like, for example, the Miami Heat, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, they're really their only 2 untouchables. And Tyler Hero barely is an untouchable. But I think for a KD type situation, he's an untouchable. Because essentially that's how you're going to compete. You got to have those 3 guys, right? So essentially you have to be able to keep your team intact, keep your core intact, and you can't sacrifice your future for a guy that's only going to be there for, even if he's there for the rest of his career. Even if he's there for the rest of his career.
Which I don't think is no longer than 3 years, but go ahead.
Your future isn't worth it, because you probably not, odds are whatever team he ends up on, you're not going to win a championship with him. That's the thing. That's why a team like the Knicks, it kind of makes sense, because their core is a little bit older, right? And so if they sacrifice some of that future, it don't matter, because odds are by the time KD retires, the Knicks ain't even gonna be that good anyway, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why for them it kind of makes sense to sacrifice some of that future before a team like the Miami Heat, who's not even known for doing this anyway, for a team like the Houston Rockets, who has a really young core and a really young team. It doesn't make sense for teams like that to sacrifice the future for, you know, a Kevin Durant. So
yeah.
But ultimately, I think he ends up. I think he'll end up in Houston. But where you think he gonna end up? What team?
I think he wants to go to Houston. I think he ends up in Miami. I think he wants to go to Houston. I think he's going to end up in Miami, though. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but for one, Miami will have a little more assets due to the Jimmy Butler trade they just made.
Okay.
So they would have at least a little something to give Phoenix. Phoenix, not to change the subject, Phoenix is going to be in the crapper for a while, man. I don't think they're going to be good for a minute. They blew that whole thing up just to build around Bill, Booker, and KD, and it was an absolute failure. So yeah, I think Houston is where he wants to end up. I don't know if it makes sense for Houston to do that because they're so young and in the right spot kind of right now. Do you want to mess up that chemistry by bringing a guy like KD in? I don't know. You know what I mean? I know KD is still a top 15 player all time, but I think he wants to go to Houston bad. But I think he ends up with Miami. I could be wrong though, but
I really want to know. I really want to know what the package would look like, because that's the real question. If I think something saying they'd have to get rid of Jalen Green and Jabari Smith Jr. So it's like, and I know Jalen Green. Oh, I forgot the Spurs in the mix too.
Yeah,
the
they
Spurs
are.
Still in
They
the
are
mix.
in the mix. I just thought about that too.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I don't know, man. I really don't know what to be completely frank with you. Regardless of what happens, I don't think it shakes up anything in the league, you know, unless he mess around and go to somebody like OKC for whatever reason. But it's not gonna shake nothing in the league. I'll be frank with you. I'll keep it a whole buck with you. It's gonna sound crazy, but if any team need to be in the mix, you want to talk about a team that ain't really got a whole lot going for the future, a team that kind of got some stars and is ready to, you know, trying to give it a last ditch effort. The Nuggets need to be in the mix, bro.
Man, you know dang well
the Nuggets need to be in the mix, man. Get rid of doggone MPJ,
y'all would be like
bro.
an intriguing team if y'all did throw y'all name in the hat, though. I don't know if y'all would win. I don't know if him and Jokic would gel. I don't know about that. Yeah. But I mean, shoot.
Just get rid of MPJ and trade. Let's see. The problem is we'd have to get rid of somebody that I don't want to get rid of.
That you don't want to get rid of. Maybe like Braun.
Brown, yeah, I was about to say Brown definitely probably gonna be in the mix, and I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that, bro. But I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with that. I think something, you know, it always seems like with Kevin Durant, something always happens like the week of 4th of July. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see kind of what goes forward from that. But I think he ends up being a Heat and maybe a Rocket, but we'll find out in the next couple of days for sure. One more thing before we sign out. Do you think this next season is LeBron's last? Because I think it is. Did you see that new commercial that he was in?
Yeah, the Prime commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's kind of like back signaling like, this is it, y'all. You know, LeBron like to do little shit like that, but not come out and be like, you know how Bron is, bro.
Yeah. I wanted. Is this the last? I think this is the last year of his contract, right?
Coming up. It is because he opted in. Yeah.
I'm about to say. I think he opted in. So I'm gonna say last season. You know what? I'm gonna say it's a. Oh boy. I'm actually gonna say it's as high as a 50-50 chance this is last season.
Yeah. I think this is it, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think the league is gonna let him go out and quiet though. Adam Silver gonna be like, no, you need to tell everybody you leave. They're gonna want to go well tour for him.
Right.
They're gonna run a going away tour for him for sure.
That's why I don't think he gonna go out like this, bro. I think now if they win a championship for him, however, whatever way they do it, if they win a championship, yeah, it'll be his last year or something like that. Because I can't see him not going out on top like that. But
on top,
if they don't, then yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think it's it for LeBron. I'm leaning towards this is his last season, which I think we're going to really miss LeBron, the basketball player, and how grateful. I mean, you got to think about a person like me and you. Shoot, I've been watching LeBron since I'm going to age myself a little bit here.
You was 8.
Yeah, I was 8 years old.
Yeah, I was 5.
LeBron's literally been around our whole life and been good our whole life in the league, bro. That's crazy. When LeBron retires, we're gonna have to dedicate a whole podcast episode to LeBron. I'm not even lying, bro. I'm not trying to be a Bron sexual or whatever they call themselves, but like we low key got to, bro. This dude put 23 years, bro, of greatness. Like we gotta. I literally have to dedicate an episode to LeBron. I'm sorry.
Think about it, bro. It's people that's in the league now. That he been in the league since they whole life.
That's what I'm saying.
They whole life, bro.
I can't remember the NBA without LeBron almost at this point. It's crazy.
Hey, you got to ask yourself because I think the thing about LeBron, and we can leave it off after this. But I think the thing about LeBron, when you look at the NFL, right?
Yeah.
When you look at somebody like Tom Brady,
mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be different with LeBron because I think the NFL, I don't think it missed Brady in the same way that the NBA is gonna miss LeBron.
I agree. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when Brady went out, Mahomes was already
hot.
Already coming in, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you got other guys like Joe, Lamar, Josh.
Yeah.
They was hot, you know what I'm saying? You got stars in the NFL, but in the NBA, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to specifically American players, it's really nobody, bro.
It's nobody.
It's just the old heads. It's Curry and KD.
They were literally talking about this on the radio this morning. I was listening, and not like trying to be funny or nothing like that. This is gonna be the first white player, American player, drafted since like 1968 or something like that, or something crazy, like last 50-something years, like something crazy. It's crazy.
You mean number 1?
Yeah, number 1. Yeah,
first I was about to say,
drafted number 1.
I'm about to say that. That's crazy if it's a period.
It's like 1970 something or 60 something like that. It's something crazy. I heard that this morning. I was like, dang, that's crazy. Because you think about it, most first overall picks have been black or like from Europe or something
foreign.
Like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it's crazy that Cooper Flag, but we'll see what happens. But again, man,
real quick, bro, who was number 1 pick that year that Luka and Trae Young came out? Because I always forget because I'm like, it should have been one.
That wasn't the Fultz year, was it? Was that Markelle Fultz?
It might have been Markelle Fultz.
I'm checking right now. Hold on, Cam.
Was it him and like Bagley 1 and 2 or something like that?
I think it was. Hold on, I'm confirming right now. So that was 2017. Let me just confirm. So that was. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me get.
I thought was it 2018? No.
No. So it wasn't a Fultz year. It would have been 2018. So let's go there real quick. It wasn't Mark because Fultz was 17. So in 18, the NBA draft, the first pick overall that went out that year was DeAndre Ayton. That is correct. DeAndre Ayton was the first pick in that draft. It was DeAndre Ayton at 1. And then who else was took in that draft? Bagley was at 2.
At 2.
Yep. DeAndre Ayton and Bagley. And then they went on a run of guys. Luka, Jaren Jackson, and Trae Young are all really good players. So they went on a little run of players. But yeah, bro, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was taken 11 that year. He
was in that draft.
And guess who drafted him? The Charlotte Hornets.
The Charlotte Hornets. Yeah. That's a nutty draft, bro. That's actually a nutty draft, man. Yeah. Was Brunson in that draft too?
He was.
In the second round?
Second round, first pick of the second, third pick of the second round. Yep.
Darn.
Crazy. Loaded draft, low key. Let me read through some of these other names in here real quickly. I'll make it quick, I promise y'all.
Yeah.
Mo Wagner was in that draft as well. Robert Williams,
Mm.
who's had a decent career, was in that draft. Yep, Brunson was 33rd in that draft. Mitchell Robinson was in that draft as well. Gary Trent Jr. was in that draft, pretty decent player. Vanderbilt, that plays out there with the Lakers, he was in that draft. Then right after him, Bruce Brown, yo boy, was in that draft. This was a pretty loaded draft, low key.
Yeah,
like of at least decent players. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, all right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and now. We said we was gonna have a short pod. We still end up going an hour. That's hilarious. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all love and support, man. We're gonna holler at y'all on the next one. Next Tuesday, we'll be back live and active. And after that, man, we're gonna take a 2-week break and then we on football strictly. So we'll holler at y'all next Tuesday. Y'all have a good evening, man. Y'all stay safe and have a good rest of your week.